Hello, everyone. Welcome in. So, today is the official start day of the 100-day project for the Little Things Journal. We're starting out today by creating the journal cover using paper bags. So, if you watched the tutorial, which I posted yesterday, which is also in the playlist for the Little Things Journal 100-day project. I said that I was going to be doing a tutorial or a live on how I did this one and how to make it. So that's what we're going to be working on today. This is a craft along with me. So if you're working on your journal too, feel free to create alongside me. And over the next 100 days, we'll be building the journal one prompt at a time. So I'm so glad you guys are here. Welcome in. Hello, sweet Deb. Welcome in. Hello, Miss Julie. Welcome in, guys. Welcome in. Hi, Miss Candy. How are you, love? Happy Sunday, guys. Hello, Miss Colleen. So good to see you guys. All right. So, want to make sure you guys, I know you guys can see, um, but I'm using my headphones. So, can you guys hear me okay? I just want to make sure. Hello, Miss Deneen. Welcome in. There will be a live replay available after. So, I think it's my understanding as soon as the live is finished, it will I'll have to start the process of it uploading and posting. And so all of the live streams, the replays, and the tutorials and everything will be in the same playlist for the Little Things Journal, a 100-day project. So you guys won't have to go hunting all over the channel for it. So it will, um, everything will be in the same place. Thank you, Miss Deb. I appreciate it. Okay. Well, good. I'm glad you guys can hear me good. Okay, Deb. Thank you, love. I'm doing wonderful, Miss Candy. How are you? Glad you're doing good. I'm ready to rock. Deneen is ready to rock. I'm ready to rock and roll too, girl. Hello, Miss Nancy. Good afternoon. Hope you guys are all having a beautiful Sunday. So I went through my closet earlier and found another bag full of bags. Uh, so that's good. That means I've got a good stash going again for the next one. So today, what you will need is a paper bag, or if you have um, a brown paper bag from um, Amazon or from ordering online. Um, this one is wide enough, so I'm actually going to be able to make two out of this one. But you can also achieve it with a regular gift bag. Okay. Um, so the base is we're going to be using the bottom. Okay. So this right here is the bottom of the package. This one on one side, it already had that rounded shape. So I just kind of folded over before I covered it with paper. So I had the same shape on both sides. But if yours is not shaped like that, because I know there's a lot of different ones, that's fine. You could shape it and make it work however you would like. Welcome in, Miss Haley. Got all my papers ready last night and made my bag journal. Awesome, Denise. You're printing 12 by 12? Candy, that's awesome. One of these days, I want to print 12 by 12 because I want to design the 12 by 12 papers. So, with this one is square, so you have the bottom, and then you're going to fold the bottom of the bag in half. And then kind of like we did yesterday in the tutorial, you're going to take the top of the bag and you're going to fold it up, but you don't want it all the way up against that seam. And you could even bring it down um, farther if you wanted to. But I want as much space as I can get to make the window pocket. Okay. So I already took, because this one is going to be the front cover of my paper bag. So I wanted to keep that same shape. So I took it off the ring binders and just trace the corners so I could have that same um, rounded look. Okay. So when you get these, they have the flap, and it has the sticky strip across it. So I went ahead and trimmed that off as straight as I could get it. And then I just folded it in half. I tried to peel the stickers off, but it is a pain to try to get the stickers off these. So I'm not too worried about it because we're going to cover it with pretty paper anyway. I could if I had big enough paper. Oh, yeah, right. One of these days, Nancy. I know, right? Makes me jealous too. Well, I'm glad you figured it out. Are you loving it? Tell me. Tell me you're loving it. Mm. So you could leave it squared or use your paper punches around your corners, do the decorative corners. So I'm not going to be making two with this one today. I'm going to save that other part and I can do something with that later. But to show you guys that you can do it with both tops, I will be finishing this one. But we're going to do this one first and then we'll do the black gift bag. Okay, so we're going to be doing the same thing with both. Um, so while I'm kind of going over this, if you want to find your papers, your decorative papers that you want to use to cover it, or if you're just wanting to watch and take notes and then craft along later with the replay, that's fine. There is. Um, this is going to be my cover. And so these are the papers that I have chosen. I wanted to kind of say vintage neutral, but I have this paper pack that I've been holding on to for quite a while, and you can obviously tell why. But I really want to use this page to help decorate the cover. If you guys are new here and you're not familiar with me yet, I absolutely love and adore butterflies. Love them. Um, so, of course, I want my little paperback journal to have butterflies in them. And I just love that it's pretty, but yet still has a vintage, um, very elegant feel to it. Hello, Miss Jackie. Welcome in. Welcome in. Happy Sunday, guys. I know, we're off the butterflies. My bags are line bags, so mine is a vertical That's awesome. I have some of those. That's awesome. And that's the wonderful thing is because there is literally so many ways, guys, that you can do um, these paper bags and gift bags. So we could be using some of the same methods, but our journals are going to be so totally different. And that's the wonderful thing about it. So you can learn how to do something, and then you put your own creativity, your own style to it, and it's totally different. Okay. So now that we have that rounded, we're going to take this part and we're going to fold this back, and then we're going to flip it over, and then we're going to do the same thing with this side. We're just going to fold it down here. Okay. We're going to take a bone folder, and we want to try to get it where it's going to lay as flat as possible. And so where that center crease is here, it's going to be the same as this crease here. So we're going to take the bottom and I'm going to fold. Well, I'm just going to go ahead and trim that off because I don't want that part rounded. I want this straight. Everyone, my mom is here today, so I'm watching and hanging with her. I missed her. Well, I'm glad you guys are getting to spend time together. Hello, Haley's mom. Hello, Miss Kelly Catcraft. Welcome in. Thank you, Deb. I greatly appreciate it, love. You are awesome. So I'm gonna leave. I did a little bit of gap, but this one is a little bit taller than the other one. So I'm actually gonna bring that down to where there's about a ½ inch gap between the top and the lid that or lip that we created. Okay. Let me go ahead and take this one. I'm going to take it off there and set this to the side for now. So here, just like we did in part of the tutorial yesterday, we created a tab so that we could add our holes to put it on the binder rings. So we're going to do the same thing, but I glued the edge of the bag together. So we're going to glue it. This side is still together, and that's what we want, but this side is open. Okay. So this part here, we're not going to glue. It's going to be our top little pieces. So what I did was just kind of lifted one side up and then used my glue. And glue that down. Okay. All right. So that's good. It's stuck together. And then the bottom here, we'll have to glue it together. But the way I did it is I waited until after we did our window because it makes it a lot easier um, to put the acetate or the mylar sheets, whatever you're using, whether it be, plastic from packaging to create the pocket with. Okay, so that right there. All right, so grab your pretty papers, and our next step is going to be covering the inside and the back side. And I'm going to start with this side. So I'm going to, like I did with this one, I'm going to put the lighter color on the outside and the darker color on the inside. And that helps with giving a little more contrast of whatever you put in the pockets on the inside. Okay. So I need to figure out my positioning first because it does have the decorative elements in the corners. And welcome in, guys. I will take a moment as soon as I get the placement figured out, and then I will read and catch up on the comments. Okay. And at any time, if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask. Okay. I'm just going to trace all the way around. Okay. So just click the box in the corner. And it will make the screen bigger. Okay. Click. Thank you, guys. Yes, we are. We are very happy that our sweet Haley is recovering and getting back to feeling crafty. I try. I try. Right. That looks good. So now we go ahead and cut this out. And then we're going to do the same thing for the inside, and we'll go ahead and trace it next and then cut it out as well. And then we'll glue them down. So, what are you guys most excited about with this new project? Tomorrow, I will be live again at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and tomorrow will be um, day one, prompt one. So today, our focus is on our cover. Mhm. So this one, I'm just going to go all the way. It's non-directional, and there's not really any corner elements or anything to work around. So I just went all the way to the bottom and the edge, holding it and moving as I go because these wrinkle up. Deb says, "Pay no attention to my typing. I never know." That's true. That's true, Deb. We never know. It's like, what is she gonna say next? I love getting a prompt and creating new things. Awesome, Deneen. Learning new things. Awesome, Candy. I need a prompt and a kick. Well, I mean, I got you covered on the first part. The second part, I mean, I could help you, but I'm I'm down here in the holler, so Colleen, you like having a daily prompt? Well, that's good. I'm glad you guys like it. I know it definitely, can be helpful, especially on days you're like, uh, I want to create, I want to make something, but I have no idea what that is. Nancy says just the freedom to play however we want with whatever we have on hand is kind of right. Are you talking to me, Jackie? If so, I miss you too. Or you may be talking to Colleen. Kelly, I'm new to making journals, so this type of journal confuses me a lot. What confuses you? How did I mean? I want you. My hope is that um, you leave this live today and you're not confused about it. So if there's anything I can, help you with, please um don't hesitate to say so, okay? So is this no, it is not. No, but I do. Okay. Well, I miss you too. No. This is just here on YouTube. Me too, Candy, but the fun part is making it my own way. Right, exactly. Okay. So it's looking good. All right. So it's really hard. If you try to glue all of this at once and then put it down, it doesn't give you a lot of wiggle room if you need to adjust it. So I'm going to do one section at a time, starting at the bottom. I guess just how the envelopes go to begin with, the small ones with a simple fold in near the crease, I get, but that's about it. I'll watch and learn. Okay, alrighty. Well, like I said, have any questions or anything, or just let me know. Okay, and you'll be able to see a lot too on how they're used. Um, and stuff once we get into the actual prompts and we start decorating and working on the envelopes and doing all the things. So basically, they're just a base that already on their own um, have given us a bunch of different pockets that we can fill with all the things, all of our small mates. And I did one for Christmas when we did the Advent challenge. And so if you guys would be interested in seeing that, um, closer to the end of the live, I can grab that and kind of show you guys some of that if you would like to see it. Yes, he did. He did. He said he said I'm going to lay down and uh watch the watch stuff on the Roku. He's like, I'm probably going to go to sleep. I was like, you know you will. So he's in there just relaxing on a Sunday. But he did. He liked it, and I liked my Valentine too. Uh, my favorite snack is Reese's, right? So look at this cute little duck he got me for Valentine's Day. So it's kind of a thing every year. He gets me um, a new stuffed animal for Valentine's Day. And so last year I got a cute little rhinoceros. Her name is Ruby Rhino, and she is over there on my shelf. So now she has a cute little duck friend. I thought it was so cute. Me, she thinks it's awesome that of course I'm old to her. Well, not really old, but I'm old to her, and it just tickles her pink that I have stuffed animals. And it shifted to the side a little bit, but that's okay. We'll trim that down. Okay, Miss Colleen. Yeah, I will absolutely bring that out towards the end of the live. I have it on my shelves over there. And it's just fun because, there's that one I didn't, there, um, I used pretty much all the same color and same size bag on that one. So it is more uniform. That's the word I was trying to think of. It's more uniform. And this one is um, more junky, a little more textured and playful. I'll say it that way. It's more playful because we have the different sizes and the different colors. All right, so we got the inside. We're going to go ahead and trim this up around the edge before I cover the back, just because it'll be a little bit easier to see when it comes time to clean up the other side. So did everyone have a good Valentine's Day? Did you get spoiled rotten? I hope so. Or maybe you spoiled yourself, and that's fine too. We all need it. Love dirty, Mickey, and vintage, all the things. You girls love vintage. Oh yeah, I do. I love vintage. Love it, love it, love it. All right. Again, starting with the bottom. One of the reasons we're covering it with paper first is because when it comes time to do our frame and then cut out the inside of that frame, it's a lot easier to do it that way than do that first and then try to cover those little half an inch or 1 inch borders with paper. I spoiled myself, laugh out loud as well. Well, that's good. I'm glad you did. That's awesome. You guys deserve it. We all deserve to be spoiled a little. I watched the first three. Let's see. Is it good, Colleen? I ended up resting yesterday because I was worn out after. Yeah, I bet you were. Do y'all still have snow, Nancy? Okay. It's still warm-ish, but it's been pouring rain here since yesterday evening. You got snow there, Miss Jackie? Not the last stretch of covering this one. It raining there too, Denise. Um, no. Um, I think she said earlier, I think she was going to take a nap. So you'll have snow into April. Ugh, I'd say you're more ready for spring than we are. I've already got well, my daffodils, they started sprouting uh right before that last bit of snow we got. So it's been a couple of weeks, at least 2 weeks. And I noticed this morning that um they're they're now blooming. So they've got a couple of blooms on them. And it seems like every year they start blooming faster and faster here. Clean up this side just a little bit. Ah. So for the next part, you will need to grab your pencil and your ruler. Yes, it does. It does make for a long winter. Okay. So I'm gonna trace it on this side because it's a little bit lighter, so you guys will be able to see. Um, so before make our marks, I'm going to go ahead and fold this back up, folding this down first. So we have our crease there. And then we're doing about half an inch. Yep. So right about there. It's good. And then we're going to crease. Use your bone folder because we want a good crease there. Spread that out. Okay. So on the first one, I did half an inch all the way around. Half an inch. Okay. On that very edge. That's more than half an inch. 3/4 of an inch. 3/4 of an inch. Okay. Let's go back, guys. I want to make sure I'm telling you right. Okay. So I'm doing 3/4. Yep. Making our marks here. Yep. This is One. Now I need one going this way. Okay. So then what I'm going to do is line up my marks here. I'm just going to draw a straight line across. You're going to do that 4 times. All right. You guys see? So now we've got our border. So this portion here is going to be left, and then we are going to cut out the inside rectangle. Okay. So if you've got either a box cutter or your X-Acto blade, whatever you prefer to use, and we're going to be cutting through both. Okay. So what I've been doing, you can use your ruler if you feel like you need to. Right? And then just go around each side. But if you use a ruler, though, be careful and make sure that you pay attention to your lines. That way you don't go over, because we can come back in and connect those corners. Okay? And then once we're done, we'll go back in and erase the pencil marks that are left behind. Okay? So now go back in, and then I kind of start at the corner and pull towards myself. Okay? And these are covered with paper, so you can hang on to those and you could use those. So even if you wanted to make an insert to go in your pocket, you could. And sometimes using that big knife, it bends up some of the paper here, but that's okay. We're gonna ink it, so I think it just adds character. out. Grab an eraser. Then you can go ahead and erase any leftover pencil marks. That corner right there is coming up a little. So I'm just going to add a little glue and piece that back down. I'm going to trim up this here. So just now notice that. Mhm. Oh, okay. So I know this side is stuck together, and I'm just going to try to slowly separate it. Worked pretty well for me on the other one. It's like I said, just go slow and it should do pretty well. And if it doesn't, then you could try heating it up with your heat tool to see if that would help the adhesive come apart for you. Okay. Mhm. Now let me grab. And this is it is called blank stencil sheet. Um, and I get it in a 15 count um on Amazon, and it is clear, but it's like mylar acetate sheets. Um, People use them to make stencils with, but I love using them to make the clear pockets. And 15 sheets usually goes a long way. So right now, just gonna go ahead and measure where I need to cut. And this one, trim it down to about there. And I need to trim it long ways, just a little as well. And I just made little snips with the scissors. So then I will come back through and use my trimmer. So I have a straight cut. And I save those scraps as well. Obviously not the teeny tiny pieces, but there's a lot of cute things that you can use these in as well. Still here just looking around. I'm so well, that's okay. It's in the middle here, just gloomy today. We have sun and cold. Blank what? Blank stencil sheets is what you can find that. And I would do blank stencil sheet 12 by 12, and it should just pop right up. Um, yes, yes, I will. I will put it in a pinned comments. That's top, that one is the bottom. All right, grab your double-sided tape, or if you're just using regular glue. But if you have double-sided tape, I recommend using the double-sided tape on this, because sometimes with the glue, it can take a little bit to dry, and you don't want it to move around on you a lot. So I am going to go as close to the edge as I can get it all the way around on both pieces. Now, if you didn't want the flap to be a pocket, then you could only use one if you just wanted to make that a window. But I'm extra like that, and I want a pocket. Does anybody have any questions? Isn't it cute, Colleen? And do the same with our other piece. Well, thank you, Miss Colleen. Has anybody got any fun plans this week? Besides crafting? Has anybody in here seen that well it's I guess the show is not new because they just had a season come out a couple of weeks ago, but it's called The Way Home on Netflix. Have has anybody has anybody seen that? I watched it, and oh my gosh, it is so good. It is so good. So if you guys have not, I do recommend that you check it out. It is so good. Yes, yes, it is good. I won't go into detail, but just know that I recommend it. You guys should check it out. Oh, your baby is coming to visit. That's awesome. I think this one was going, I do believe. And I'm going to take this and apply pressure all the way around to really make sure that that double-sided tape sticks. And you'll know it's stuck because you'll be able to see a change in the coloration. You'll be able to see more of the paper bag come through as you mash it down. Uh, is it the way home? Hold on. I'm pretty sure it's the way home. But let me look really quick. Just make sure that I'm telling you correctly. Yes, it is called The Way Home. So it's essentially about a um, three generations of a family. So you've got the grandmother, the daughter, and the granddaughter. And I don't want to look it up again because I just looked it up. But if my memory serves me correctly, I think it was a Hallmark show. So if you like Hallmark movies, I recommend it. So it's called The Way Home. Again, applying pressure going all the way around. All right. So now we have got our pockets. So what I will say is this stuff, I guess because of the static, it loves to collect like dust and particles. And I don't want all that stuff on the inside. Mm. All right. So next, what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and glue your left and right side together. So I um, used my sewing machine and I sewed along the edge and along the bottom on mine. That's not a have to, but if you like sewing and um, the look that gives you, you could absolutely oops, I bottom. Okay. So don't do like I did and forget to glue this bottom because this part here is going to be a pocket. So when you open it up, you don't want your things from this pocket falling into this pocket and then get bent. Thank you, Deb. How many pages? Probably 100. No, not that many. I mean, I'm extra, but I'm not that extra. Hello, Lindell's Craft Escape. Hello, welcome. I'd love to use some. Oh, I know. It's it is pretty, but with the new webcam, I don't have a way to take you guys over to the sewing machine um to do that. But if you guys would like, I could record that part later and show you. But when you add the sewing, this is what it looks like. So I made sure that um, I stitched far enough over to where it got the mylar sheets. So I know for sure those are not going to go anywhere. And then I sewed along the bottom, and then I did a little bit on the top. So this can flip back and forth. So that's how I did it. So I did this side first and then kind of held it and then did this way. All right, make sure. All right, so now she is glued together. I'm just going to cinch that one more time. So now we have our pocket. Okay. And here there's actual elbows up here. So cover. Oh, ouch! Don't ask me how. um, I'm gonna ask how you did. I'm just kidding. I know how. Sometimes those things are sharp. Yes, but you will love Brit, and she is coming on my new two for Tuesday. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, Miss Britt, tell them about our two for Tuesday. Um, so Miss Deb, for a long time has done a two for Tuesday, and now she's wanting to do the two for Tuesday for journaling. So on Tuesday, March 10th at 9 p.m. Eastern, me and Deb will be on um, her two for Tuesday, and we will be doing that day's prompt. And then I will let you guys know the details on that following Tuesday, which I think is the 17th, right, Deb? Um, I will fill you guys in on those details when I have those finalized. And I thank Miss Deb for the wonderful opportunity to do a two for Tuesday um, with my sweet sassy friend. Sometimes they're just not smooth on the back. Yeah, they're not. Sometimes they don't, and they like break apart, and then it's got those sharp pieces. Yeah. Well, welcome in, Lindell. We are very, very happy to have you here, and I appreciate um, y'all being here to watch. All right. So this one is going to be the opposite um, of this one, pretty much. Well, yes. Well, no, because the tab will go here as well. Okay. Confused myself for a second. It happens sometimes on occasion. Um, this one is the back. So back will look like this, and the front will be this. So that is correct. We'll be adding the tab to the same side. Okay. So one of these pieces in which we cut out our window pockets, you can take that piece and you can use it to create our tab so we can punch our holes. So let me see. So yesterday I showed you the whole template. Okay. And that is wide enough. So this one piece, I'm going to fold it in half. Straighten it up a little bit so it's the same on both sides. And then separate it. Let me make sure that's straight. Yes, she does. I know. And she likes to play like she ain't crafty and stuff. But she is. I've seen her journals and her creations. What size paper bags? I use one. Do I need to buy some bags? Um, so I have a tutorial video which I posted yesterday. So this video will be in the same playlist as the tutorial for yesterday on how to make your paper bag journal. So you can use brown paper bag lunch sacks is what we've called them. You can use paper gift bags like this one here. So you've got a little tuck right there, and then this bigger part of the bag, you just pocket. On this one, so you have the bottom of the paper bag, you just take the top and you kind of fold that in, but leave a little bit of space so it doesn't get folded up if you put it all the way against the crease there. So on here, you open up, you have this pocket here and this little flap. It just keeps everything in there. So there's all kinds of bags. So the one which we're working on, this was made from Amazon packaging. So we've got little bitty ones. That one's similar, made the same way. This one is from a black paper gift bag. So the side here, we've got these pockets and then the top, and then we added a little tab to the side. A paper crafter cards mostly, so I understand scoring margins, sort of. Yeah. Well, that's good. See, you get it. You get it. Here's another little one. So you guys can have fun with it and use all kinds of different sizes. This one was a paper bag for a wine bottle. You get it at the store. Um, some of them have like the flat bottom, and some of them don't. It's just kind of folded. Um, so you could do it so it's the same length, but I like a little bit of difference. Mm, these that are similar, I'm just flipping through those. This is another one. This was a smaller bag with flies, but this is a gift bag also from a local florist. So you've got your pocket here. Even if you wanted to, you could glue this down right there. So then you have your pocket here and then pocket behind it. And then you have your pocket up here, which kind of extends a little bit. And then we added the tab for our holes. Um, this was scraps from a paper bag, and I took extra pieces and covered both sides of the bottom, then punched the holes through it, and then created the little lip. Um, so what I did was I just marked and cut away these V shapes on both sides. So that has a little lip to keep everything in there. And then this one here is another of the wine bags. And I created a lip for it as well. This will be fun. And I don't drink wine either. Um, but I know somebody that does. And when she discovered that I use paper bags in my crafts, she went downstairs to her sewing room and stuff, her little craft area, and she brought me up a big, huge bag full of bags. I am literally dying to use an Amazon bag, and so bags in general, I will be watching for. Oh yes, and there's so much, um, Lindell, that you can do with the Amazon bags. They they are so fun. You just don't watch, Lindell. We are gonna do. Hey, Miss June. How are you? Welcome in. Welcome in. Did you guys get back from church okay? Any idea about how to use large bags? Um, like if you're talking like really large, Deb, what I would do is I would because the big huge ones I have some. Um, it's kind of difficult to use the bottoms of those. But you could cut the bottom of it off. So, like right here, you could cut the bottom of it off, and you could probably make two or three little things from um, the top portion of the bag. What's that about? Love to build a community over here like Facebook. Well, we can work on it. We can work on it. We can work on it, girl. Okay. So we have both sides of what is going to be our tab. But I am going to round my corners. If I can find my paper punch here. I didn't on the other one, but it's not too late. So I tell you what we're going to do. I'm going to use the corner rounder. Well, I did. I just didn't use it on the outside. But guess what? I'm going to fix that. That one didn't go all the way in. Now, I'm going to do the other side. This one. I have many Hobby Lobby paper bags. Girl, you sound like me, but that's like Bath and Body Work. Like when I I dug through my closet this morning and went through like bags for Christmas and stuff, but I had forgot that there were other ones in there, not just like holiday themed bags. And I have a bunch, like a bunch of Bath and Body Works bags. So I understand that. I forget to take my own and pay. Yeah, right, right. I gotcha. I have a crazy amount of brown paper bags with the handles kind of like cringy. Yes, you absolutely can. Um, Quite a few of my bags were the gift bags that had the handles in it. So what I do is, if y'all, you've got a Cricut, you probably got one of these tools, one of these little doohickeys right here. So I just kind of try to lift up the corner and then I kind of slowly go and try to peel it. And it does peel up a bit of the paper bag. Um, but even if it does peel it through just a little bit, you're going to cover it with pretty paper most likely anyway. So I just say be cautious. And most of the time they come off pretty well. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, newly resigned, but was over 8 years prior, so I have a treasure trove of punches and stuff. Oh my gosh, girl. Nancy says, getting my base built, excited to bonding them with a cinch. Finally using the tool I've had. It's about time, girl, about time. Yes, if you need anything from Stampin' Up, we have our own gal. That's good to know. Not for my wallet, but that's good to know. I did the same thing with the handles, and my dog thinks that they are now. Mm, is it Padme? So if the bag has writing, it's okay. Yes, yes, yes. If it has writing, it's okay. I thought it was this one, but it's not. Um, but I have some here, and it's the same one that's already in my paper bag journal. So if it has writing on there, that's okay because we're gonna cover it and decorate on that. Okay. So now we're going to take both parts of our tab there. And I'm going to hold the one side and add a little bit of glue along the edge of that one. Mm, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna end up shortening this down. Okay, I'm gonna get my paper trimmer and I'm just gonna trim that down so it's not so wide. And then I'll round those corners again so it matches. Matchy matchy. Mom just headed out. I love me so much. Aw, well that's sweet. She didn't stay long, did she? Figured she might. Oh, well, yeah, you said about driving in the dark. But still, wait a minute. It's only 1:30 for you, right? Do the socks need to be all the same size? Nope. Nope. They can be all different sizes. So this is what mine looks like so far. So I've got miniature all the way to large bags for wine bottle. And I have an even smaller one to add that I found in that bag of bags that I forgot I had. So any size, you guys can make it as chunky as you need. Use as many bags as you need. I'm gonna start off with I think this is a good amount so far, and then as we go out throughout the challenge, I've got plenty of bags to do and add to it as we go, as I need to. All right, so we've got our tab on there. I'm grabbing my whole template. Okay, gonna punch my hose, and then we'll go ahead and put the hole reinforcers on it. And then this one will be good to go to decorate. Get my little box. No, she just wanted to drop off some stuff. Oh, okay. Aw, bless her heart. I'm sorry I'm late. Did you already show us how to put the bags together in the binder? Um, I've recorded and posted a tutorial yesterday on how I did all of those bags, and I took a scrap sheet of brown paper. You could use cardstock. And when I punched the holes on my first bag, um, I traced it on here to make a template. That way, on all of the bags or the bags that we've made tabs to go on the ring binders, that way it's the same distance from the edge of paper and the holes are the same distance because we want them to line up as best as possible. Um, and after this live, it will be uploaded and it will be available for replay. So anybody that is coming in late, um, so you know that it is there. So you could go back and catch up. And of course, at any time, guys, you have questions or anything, you can always put them in the comments. There's multiple ways to reach out to me with your questions or anything, okay? So feel free and don't hesitate. I love um, sharing my passion for what I do and the little bit of knowledge base that I have. That's what's so great about using the rings. You can add whatever we want, and also it's easier to work on them outside of the rings. Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree 100%, Julian. So you could add in extra stuff. Um, like for instance, if there's a prompt for like a large tag. Well, let's say for instance, you don't have a pocket, that the tag would fit in. You could punch holes in the bottom of your tag and then just add it in as part of your book. So, you know, I give you guys a base and, show you how I did things and, you guys take it from there. There's so many possibilities. So with my Christmas one, at that time, I only had like 1 inch and 2 inch binder rings. And I quickly discovered those were too small. It was not going to cut it. Sometimes I struggle with knowing where to stop. And so things get very chunky very quickly. And so I went straight on Amazon and got the 3 inch ring binders. And it is the perfect size for what we're doing. Okay. That corner was peeling up a little bit there, and I want it to stay. All right. So the last part we have to cover is this right here. And this is going to be our flap that holds our pocket. So there's extra paper here. So let me turn that. Okay. Let me grab some of the papers here. We can decide which one I want to use to cover up the top of that. Okay. I'm thinking maybe we'll do that one. I like how that looks on there. So I think we're gonna go with that one. Don't forget, guys, to snag the snag the freebies, your freebie starter pack. I say that to make Deneen giggle. So I'm going to turn the paper over. line up the bottom. So I know you guys can't see, but I'm looking under here to make sure that that bottom is lined up with the bottom of my paper. And it's going to be the same old song and dance. I'm going to trace all the way around. Maybe I will have to get reams instead of sewing. You might. You might. You guys can do your journals and bind them together however you would like. But just take into consideration, even even if you don't do all 100 days, you just want to make sure that you have enough room for things to expand without it bursting at the seams. Did you print the pages on cardstock? These pages I actually printed on the 24-pound copy paper. I did print the ephemera and stuff on the 65-pound cardstock, but I decided to use copy paper because I still like the sound, the sound of the paper bags. So I wanted to be able to keep that sound. So I went with using the copy paper. I did that close to my headphones because Deb just loves when you do that. She loves that sound and loves to see us pet the paper. Don't you, Sassy? Hmm. Was watching because I wasn't sure what you was gonna say. All right. Well, look at that. We did a pretty good job. Did a pretty good job. Now we're gonna glue it on there. Thank you, Miss Haley. All right. So the same as we did with the rest of it, I'm going to glue one part at a time. Okay. Now we're going to glue the other side. All right. So there we have pocket and the cover. All right. So the next step is going to be to go ahead and do your inking. Um, want to go around the edges, and then I'm going to go ahead and make a notch. On the other one, I only did the notch on the inside, but this one I'm actually going to do the notch through both sides. So there we go. So now we've got our thumb notch. We've got that one and that one. Now, do you guys feel like you need to see me do this one, or shall we finish this one and work on decorating it? So, since this is a live craft along, I will let you guys pick. Thank you, Colleen. So many hinges on mine, loving it so far. Oh yes, I'm glad you're loving it. I can't wait to see it too. All right, so we got yes, let's go. Do you want to see another one or decorate? Which one do you mean? Miss Sassy. Decorate. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. All right, gotta get my on my dauber here. What did I do with it? Is this on it? Yep. Okay. I found it. All right, so let's go ahead and enclose up. I am using vintage photo. Been obsessed with gathered twigs for the last little bit, but um, for this one, I broke out the vintage photo, the Old Faithful. It was the very first one that I got was the vintage photo, and then I got the black soot, um, and then the next one I got was the sepia, the archival, the permanent ink, and then I got the black. of the permanents. And oh my gosh, has the collection grown since then? I know you guys can relate. Well, thank you, Nancy. I like both. Um, it's of course it's personal preference. Um, I get more play with the oxides because of how it reacts. With the water and stuff, different mediums. Um, but sometimes I do like the ink better because the color is um you get a much deeper and richer color with the inks versus the oxides. So I love both, and my preference I guess would depend on the project and the look I'm going for. You prefer the ink? Okay. What would you say is your favorite color in the ink or the oxide? Ooh, sorry guys. Mm, hiccups. You use vintage photo the most? Okay. You can see that this pad is worn out. I'm gonna have to get a new one soon. And also, guys, if you use the inks and oxides, you may not know about it. Surprisingly, I didn't know about it for a long time. But you can get the re-inkers instead of replacing the pads or buying a new one um, all the time. As long as you take good care of your pad, you can get the re-inker bottles, and they last for such a long time, and it is well worth it. I am slowly getting all of the colors for the ink pads that I already have. And it's fun because if you have the bottles of ink, you can use that with other things. Like I love using the texture paste. So you can take those re-inker bottles and you can take a drop of that ink and mix it in with your texture paste. And it is an awesome way to add color to your texture paste. Vintage photo is my most used, but I have a magenta Ranger ink that is pretty. Oh, I don't have the magenta. I'll have to check that out. You like forest moss? I do like forest moss, antique linen. I love antique linen. Also, walnut stain. Yes, it's my favorite of the darker for sure. The walnut stain. Thank you. I have some that are that are pretty old, and that's what I used when I started out. Um, I would have to say I think my other favorite of the archival permanent ink, if you're wanting a nice brown, is potting soil. It is just a really pretty brown, especially when stamping. And you know what? Let me just turn my caddy here. And let's grab potting soil. Okay. Where's my stencil? Here it is. Because there is, and I also have, I think it's coffee. So let's use coffee too. So we're going to do a mixture of coffee and potting soil. And because up here on the top, it's got the coffee rings. So let's add some coffee rings. I love them both. I never thought Timmy would get me to want a whole other set of inks. Boy, was I, yeah, right. Right, 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 right. There it is. What did I do with my paper? Okay. And I'm going to use this scrap piece here, cover up my window so I don't get ink all over it. So that's potting soil. And then I'm going to come up here to this side, covering that again. Now I'm going to go in with the color coffee. Hey, Randy. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. I tried to post it nonchalantly without getting in TROUBLE on the TikToker, but it's funny because the coffee color looks like it would be lighter, but it's actually um, richer than the potting soil. The potting soil is more like I guess a muted dirt color brown, and that coffee it does kind of look like coffee. So when we move this up, and I'm going to line this stencil back up because I want this stain here to wrap around. We'll probably add some other little stuff to decorate that a little more. And we'll add a couple. Not going to go crazy with it on the front. just a little. Let's do this corner here with that little droplet of coffee. And maybe we'll line it up here. And I'm even going to extend this over on the tab. And let's add another little droplet there. There we go. I like that. That's a good question, Deb. That's a good question. Okay. All right, so now we can grab our pretty paper here. And so I think what I want to do, got a couple. So one idea that I had was to cover this oval with a pretty paper and then put that on there. Then maybe do a smaller size and incorporate the pretty paper. Or we try to use the sonnet here and then layer on it. Hmm. Let me see what I have for shapes here. Oh, well, that's not quite long enough either. We have some oxides, but my Stampin' Up! Are water-based, and I have their refills, so not sure. I have Versamark and Stays On in a few colors. I actually have a few of the Stays On, and I was surprised, but I've never used the Versamark or the Stampin' Up. Standing up for a second, guys. I'm gonna try to do this without shaking you too much, but I want to look through my frames here, sizes that we have as far as die cuts go. You know what? I know I have some bigger ones. It's a pocket, a tag, but I don't need a pocket or a tag. Right there. I have something somewhere. It's gonna be about as good as I think we're gonna get it. Says, well, I'm using vintage photo for this project. I recently got scorched timber. Um, I recently got scorched timber, but I don't think I've really used it much. Okay. So I wanted to include the butterfly where it says chrysalis and then Lepidoptera. Mm, there's just so many options. And this paper is so pretty. It's hard to choose, but I really like that also. And I have, I think, 2 to 3 pages. So I like that one. I need better embossing ink. What brand of which embossing ink do you have, Denise? I really like the one that I have. Mm. Okay. So I'm just going to trace this on here, doing a rectangle. There's not a whole lot of sense in using the machine for that. Mm. I'll fix this kit. Okay. Hold on, I will show you. Um, I have the Ranger embossing ink pad. And I got the pad and the refill. And I do really like that one. Works well. Basically, I think that all the images that I stamp onto cardstock and vellum and whatever else paper as well as blending using blending brushes and using what Stampin' Up! Calls masks will work fine. Well, you're welcome to me. Yeah, I don't. Um, the only bad, I would say, I guess not really even bad, but negative um, experience I've had with inks was, the really cheap kind. It smudges, it doesn't dry very well. Okay. Like it. Okay. Yep, I'm gonna round the top corners here. And what I think I'm gonna do is create a hinge for this so that this will flip down. And then I think we'll do the oval underneath it. That may be what we do. So the hinge folds down, and then we'll have this underneath, which can also be a little tuck. Oh, it's good. It happens. I didn't know if I was going to really use it, but in hindsight, I probably just wasted my money. Well, they're definitely as far as the embossing powders and stuff, you can get you the right ink, um, and then you will love it. Okay, so I'm gonna trim this down, this hinge, to be the same width as my paper. Fold that in half, and I folded it in half the opposite direction so that the pretty paper will show when we glue this down. And then I'm going to use this to cover up the back. Absolutely love the effects of embossing. Can you use any mica powder or does it have to be embossing powder? Um, Mica powder, see what happens is the embossing powder when you heat it, it reacts with the ink, which basically takes it from a powder to a liquid that quickly hardens. Um, so it would have to be embossing powder. Mica powder might stick to the ink, but you're not going to get the effect that you would from embossing powder. Oh, I do too. Yeah, it is. It's very, very fun. But yes, I love it. I just recently got some um that's sparkly, and I'm usually not a fan of glitter. I'll use it sometimes, not a lot, just it makes a mess. But with the glitter embossing powder, it is worth the mess and it is worth having the glitter everywhere because it is so pretty. So pretty. Oh, you're welcome, Denise. You are welcome. So how long have you been doing like um card making and stuff, Lindell? I'm slowly building up my collection of embossing powders. Uh, Card crafted since 2014. Awesome. That is very awesome. I'm gonna ink up just the side of the hinge. Okay. So on this side, I'm just gonna do the edge and the bottom because when I glue this to the back of this, it's gonna create a little secret tuck. Oh, girl. I I completely understand. I have been down this rabbit hole for quite some time now, and I have not surfaced since. I love it. It's just like it's like all of the things that I enjoyed making and the passions and the creativity, the ability. It's like it all found a home all at once. And it's like, oh my gosh, now it makes sense. Well, didn't tell you, but I'm no, she didn't. She didn't tell me. She didn't tell me. But that's fine though. Yeah, we did. We did. No regrets. No regrets. And if you know, you know. That's like, I don't care what anyone says. That's like one of the best and funniest commercials. Guy went to get a tattoo and it's supposed to say no regrets, but it said no regrets. No regrets. So put our little tuck there. Hmm, okay, here's our oval. So we could do, I don't know if all of that would fit. No, some of it would be cut off, but not all of it. Okay. I think we're going to go with that. And then I'm going to do my best to fussy cut out this butterfly and probably this one here. And then we'll try to layer those on. Sounds like an idea to me, so we're just going to go for it. Okay. I can't wait to see your guys' journals and how you guys decide to decorate your covers. That's one of my favorite parts of doing any kind of journal is the cover, because somebody, brings you the journal, goes to show the journal. That's the first focal point, that draws you into the rest of the book. Okay. Got most of the text on there, so doing pretty good. Mm. And then I'm just gonna glue. Alright. So that will also be a little pocket. Get my fancy scissors. I'm not gonna worry about the antenna on here. So I think pretty much everybody still understands it's a butterfly without the antenna. I'm not fussy cutting these. Right? There's one. Yeah, this one. I may do that other gold one because what is it? The roll of three. Mhm. hard to talk and fussy at the same time. Feel like you got to hold your mouth right, you know? So we go like that. Make that one there. And I think we shall, we shall. I'm gonna do this one over there at the top. I haven't quite decided how, but I know that I wanted to incorporate somewhere on the cover either by using my alphabet stamps, but I either want to put the little things journal or some kind of quote about the little things. I've not decided. Glad you're still here. Just going over a little bit. Okay. Hmm. I like it, but I feel like needs a little something. Oh, you washing up dishes from your mess last night? Deb said, "Y'all aren't old, you're wise." Oh my goodness. Thank you, Deneen. Hmm. So we did a little bit of stenciling, but since we've been talking about it, I feel like we need some texture paste. Are we gonna play with texture paste? Yes, we are. Hello, kitty. Hello, kitty. What are you doing, kitty? Hmm? What are you doing? Okay. I'm gonna stencil this little tuck really quick and then we will pick out our stencil kit. Any? Then we'll pick our stencil for that's potty soil. I want to cry. Okay. I like that. That's better. I was 9 when Deb was 9. Oh, she's less clutter. Nobody look at my house. Yeah, nobody look. Just turn away. Okay. So we got we got options here. We got options. I'm leaving those stencils out because I'm gonna wash those. Okay. So we've got this one, which kind of matches the feel. We've got a little bit of cursive. We have no idea what it says, but it's pretty. Um, so we could do that and just kind of frame around that. Don't look at the paper and the glitter and the stickers behind the curtain. That's right. There's nothing there, nothing for you to see. No, 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 not the wood, not that one. No, maybe. It's kind of fancy, not too fancy. Mm, no, no, no. Okay. It's between these two. So do you guys vote script or the other one? Pattern. We can call it pattern. It's okay. We understand, Deb. We understand. Always script. Okay. Script it is. All right, Kitty. I know you just got up here and you just got comfortable, but you gotta get down. Go on. Go on. Yeah, you can tell me about it later. You can tell me about it later. Yes, 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 yes. I know. Mommy's so mean, making the baby get down from her comfortable seat. Oh my goodness. All right. Let's see here. Be right back, guys. I gotta grab my texture paste. Sorry, I know that shook the camera, didn't it? We've got sparkle. I don't want sparkle. Let's do the opaque. Sounds good to me. Great. So I'm gonna add some ink, something to the texture paste. So would we want to go with the brown? I've got scorched timber, ground espresso, antique linen, vintage photo, sepia gathered twigs. There's black soot. Then I have old paper. Um, has anybody ever mixed alcohol ink with the texture paste? Not sure how well it would work, but I actually think I have a better option. And yes, 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 yes. Okay, we're gonna go with teal. Uh, just a second, guys. I gotta find my. Okay, we're gonna go with teal. It's a liquid Rit dye. Where's my ink droppers? This is what happens when I move stuff around, you know? Then you don't know where anything is that you're looking for. Okay. Sorry about that, guys. I had to step away to try to find those. Alcohol ink tends to evaporate and fade, I would think. That's kind of what I was thinking too, every time. I was looking for my glass droppers because I'm going to add a pop of color in the texture paste. We'll start with that, and then if I need to get more, I'll get more. Right. I know. And it's like, well, if I just left it, I at least knew where it was. We'll start with 2 drops. And then we'll see what the color looks like. Okay. Still very light. So I think we may do 1, 2, 3. Pretty, but I need it just a little bit darker. Oh yeah, much better. I could go a little bit darker, but that's okay. That's dark enough, I think. Seems hard to get people to get in here. I think my crowd is scared of. Yeah, I get it. Yeah, it is. It is sometimes hard to get people to go outside their comfort zone. But what they don't realize is they are missing out on so much. I am using Ranger Distress Texture Paste. It is the opaque matte paste. And then I used the liquid Rit dye in the color teal, and it ended up being 8 drops of the teal. I am starting to, Wendell. I've been hesitant, for quite a while, but it's like I don't want to feel like I'm stuck with all my eggs in one basket. Um, but I am beginning to really like doing YouTube. Now I've loved YouTube for years. I've had an account and have learned so many things. But I'm still fairly new to creating videos, and um, this is my third live. This is my third live on YouTube ever. Tomorrow will be number 4. Mm. Okay, so before I get started, actually, let me grab some of my painter's tape here, and I'm just going to tape down the stencil a little bit just to help me enough to where it doesn't move around on me. I've not gone live yet. Oh, girl, you should. You should. Thank you, Nancy. Can't do it. Can't I do it face forward like face? Yes, yes, you absolutely can. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep. Sure can. I just got a new webcam and I was so excited yesterday to record the first video with it, and then this is the first live using the webcam. I love that it has freed up my phone, you know, um, and the video quality is so much better um, because anytime you're posting content, no matter the platform, it is important, that you have good quality. Um, your content is not the only thing that matters. Your quality is a factor. It's not the only factor, but it is a factor in it. And the better that you guys can see what I'm doing, the more we learn and the better I'm able to share with you guys. So I'm just taking a little bit at a time. Because I'm trying to be careful with where I go with it, trying not to get it on the oval here, because I just want to go around it. And if you don't make enough, that's fine. You can make some more. I'd rather have too little than too much. I'm going to finish this up here, guys, and then I will go back over the comments, okay? Okay, just a little bit left. So I think what I might do is add a little bit over here in this other corner. Mm, yep, that's exactly what it needed. Can you pull camera down a bit or no? Um, yeah, I can. So this is one thing. Hubby helps me. He's like my tech person. So I haven't been able to find in the software with the webcam, um, because I should be able to zoom in or out, in the software on a laptop, which we haven't been able to figure that out. So actually have to manually maneuver this. So you'll just have to bear with me a minute, okay, guys? Is that better with the camera and not a zoom? Yeah. Can I use heavy body gel to texturize? Um, I wouldn't see why not. I mean, I'd say it would probably be a different texture, but there's all kinds of different textures. I would just say try it. Try it and see. YouTube, that's okay. I know, right? Right. So I know I was able to kind of zoom in a little bit for you guys. So we'll leave it there. So, because if that helps you guys to see better, we'll leave it where it's at. Okay. So let me peel this away from over here. And then I think we'll use the rest of that because I don't want to take away from the coffee stains, but I think there's just enough to add this pretty little corner here. I'm going to turn it so we can try to get these little areas here. Um, let's just do a little bit. Okay. All right. Okay, let's just hold it up a bit. Okay. I will throw that off there. 'Cause I'll have to wash that. Okay. Here we go. So that is 8 drops of the teal. So one thing I did notice here is that over here, let me grab this one. So I don't want the pocket to be stuck here. So I'm going to lift this up and then scrape this off before it completely hardens. Thank you. Thank you guys. So gotta wait on that. That side's almost dry. This thing about it, it doesn't take super long time for it to dry, but let's let's speed up the process a little bit, shall we? You guys think it needs to be good. We were supposed to be able to help with nose painting. And if you have one of these people, we are used to that sound. But there are some people that may not be accustomed to it. So did you guys hear me okay while it was on? Your voice was funny, but don't hear the dryer. Okay. So was it causing it to cut out, like cut in and out like a bad call, or did it just sound weird? I'm curious. Y'all didn't know you were my guinea pig, did you? Sounded muffled and underwater. Okay. Okay, gotcha. Well, good thing it didn't take long. This stuff dries pretty quickly. Okay. And I think that blue, it ties in the blue on the butterfly. Well, you didn't hear the dry. So at least it worked a little bit. It's good to know though for future reference. Okay. Pretty, pretty. I like it. I like it. Feel like we need a little bit of spray though. I feel like it needs some mess. Right. Mhm. Just added a little bit of water. So, mhm. You sound like me cooking a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess you could call it a recipe. Could call it a recipe, I suppose. Okay, let's see. We've got sprays here. Gather twigs, free burnout. Let's go with the trusted vintage photo since that's the color of the ink we used. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. And now I'm going to go back in. Just turning it this way and turning it that way. Deb said mine would be a recipe for. No. The sprayer is mixed up on that one. I'm going to come back in. I'll be quiet so you don't hear my distorted voice, but I'm just going to quickly dry that. Okay. In just a second, guys. Okay. I like it. I like it. I want to do one more thing though, because we have some gold accents with the butterfly and on the paper. I think I want to add some gold splatters. What you guys think about that? Some gold splatter. Sure. There it is. I was like, I know I have a fan brush. And we're going to add a little bit more to the front. As you can see in this color palette, I've used the gold the most. It's so pretty though. Mhm. Love it, love it, love it. And then you grab a round brush. And so what do you guys do in your process? I mean, do you find that you struggle knowing when to stop, or do you just keep going until you absolutely love it or that you feel it's right? I do too, Denise. And I'm obsessed with these metallic watercolors. What's crazy about my metallic, they don't show up like I thought they would. Maybe I'm not doing something wrong. I sometimes feel, even with a craft project, there has to be like a stopping point and let it breathe a little. Right, yeah. I could go on and No, I mean, they're definitely, it does definitely depend on the quality, um, as far as like how well the metallics show up. Because I had a very cheap set before and I was not impressed. Um, and these were a birthday gift from a dear sweet friend of mine. And it is by far the best set. All of the colors are pretty, but I think I just feel more often than not, I feel drawn to gold when it comes to shiny and sparkly. Gold or bronze, I think. Or brass. Which is it? I always get bronze and like brass mixed up. Anybody else do that? Or is that just me as well? What I'm doing now is just taking some of the um, metallic gold and painting over the texture paste in a couple of areas just to play. But I am liking it though. Just doing different pieces on each one. Okay. I'm gonna try to use up what I've got of this. Thank you. Nancy says, I wing it always. I pick starting points and concepts of things I would like to do, sometimes first. I think that might be my problem. What brand is it? Um, I am not totally sure. Maybe I have no idea. I would have to look into that and see if I could get that for you. Janine said brass is shiny, bright, bronze. Okay, bronze. Bronze is the one I was wanting. That's I like bronze. Yeah, thank you. Trying to use up what I have here. Okay. All right. So I feel like that is done. I feel brass was very popular in the 80s for chandeliers and switch plates, house accents. Yeah. I like it. So after that metallic paint dries, um, then I think what I'm going to do is, because I want to do a closure that also, so what I may do, because I want this kind of pulled down. So if I did that and wrapped around, and from here, pull this way. Okay. That may be what I do. Okay. So I'll go through my scrap fabrics and stuff and see what I can find that I like. And I think I'm gonna add, um, I'll do a hole here, do the reinforcers, and then an eyelet, run my fabric through, and then bring this fabric down, around, and then up. And then I'm going to add another one up here at the top with the eyelet facing this way. And then another strip of fabric, and then tie it. So I'll tie it here. And I may end up using twine instead of fabric. I'll do that. I'm going to do twine just simply because it's not going to, it's very thin and it's not going to cover up a lot of the pretty that we did. And plus, I think twine would look good with it. I meant visor. Guess where I'm crafting, Britt? I felt loud, surprised myself too. Are you crafting in your craft room, Nancy? Are you? Um, that's what I'm kind of brainstorming. I think I may just use the run of the mill twine, this color right here, the jute twine, whatever you want to call it. I think that's what I'm gonna do. You want that jug? No, you can't have my jugs. I got three of them. This one, I don't have anything in it yet. Um, haven't decided what I'm going to put in it. Um, and then my smaller one. So I officially filled my button container with all of my buttons. And so this is overstock. And this is just like the white and the pearlescent, like the, kind of like the clamshell, whatever you want to call them. So this is the white, the cream, the ones that used to be solid white, but they're yellow. And some of these are really old. Mm, look at that one. Really cute. All kinds. So I've got my button overflow. It is very pretty. And since blue is my favorite color, when a mother-in-law asked me if I wanted them, I'm like, yes. I was like, I don't know what's going to go in them yet, but they're going in my craft room. All right, let's let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Or hmm, it's like- so what I did, because I want to make sure that the placement is even on both sides. I'm going to do them together. May not be perfectly centered, but it looks close enough to me. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. Glue these on, put my eyelets in, and the twine. The sparkly watercolors are. Thank you, Haley. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. You are Nancy? Aw, that's awesome. How does it feel? How you liking it, girl? Grab my oh, let's here. Excuse me. Goodness gracious. Sorry, guys. The hiccups. Goodness. Oh, you're fine, love. I think I have those metallics, watercolors. We'll have to pull out my stash and look. Oh, yes. If you do play with them, girl, I love them. They are so nice. And thank you for joining. It was nice meeting you. Have a good night. Okay, one. This one was going to be this way. Okay. Thank you guys again for spreading the word and for sharing and getting things spread out. And we had watercolor pencils for a long time though. Ooh, I've wanted to try watercolor pencils. I've never tried them. but I have wanted to. They look interesting. And like fun. Okay, so this one is going to come from here. So it needs to wrap around. That was good. Did not, dear. So glad to have you and hope to see you again. All right. Now this one up here at the top, it doesn't have to be as long. Yes, I think this was the better choice. So there we go. We have our closure. So this wraps around and this one comes down and tie those together. So here is our finished journal cover. And then I didn't go all out and decorate this side too because this is the front cover and this one right here is going to be for tomorrow. So tomorrow when we're working on day one, prompt one, we will decorate this as we go on with the prompts. Okay, because we'll fill it and embellish it as we go. We don't want to do everything and all the things all in one day. Little makes at a time. All right, guys. All right. All right. Well, that is pretty good. This is um, by far my longest live yet here on YouTube. And again, for those that missed any of it, the replay will be available. And I love you guys. Thank you so much, and I appreciate y'all for being here and for showing up and crafting along with me and sharing this love and passion that we have for what we do. Um, I will see you guys tomorrow if you're available here on YouTube at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and we'll be working on prompt one. Okay, so tomorrow will be the official day one kickoff of the Little Things Journal 100-day project. So does anybody have any questions or anything before we close out? Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Colleen and Deneen and Miss Halo. Thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you, Colleen, for reminding me. See, I almost forgot. Okay. All right. Let me grab it. Now, with that Advent challenge, I was excited to work on this and work on this and work on this and that. So it is not finished, but that's okay because I'm going to hold on to it and finish it this next Christmas. Or I thought about maybe even trying to finish it up and doing like a Christmas in July kind of thing. We'll see when we get there. Um, so like I said, this one is more uniform. I used all the same um, size bags in this one. And I went ahead and I didn't cover the backs with paper for this one because I did that as I went. But the edges and the insides I covered ahead of time. So again, we have the 3-inch binder clips. We've got the tassel here, all kinds of fabric and goodies. So then here we have the parcel post. And then, so how we did the bags is similar. And this flips back, this opens. So you have your pockets here to stuff things in. You can add pockets and things just about anywhere. Awesome. I hope mine. It will. It will be beautiful. Well, good, Randy. I'm glad. I'm so glad that we have that ability here, guys. She said no Christmas in July. No questions, just a gazillion thank yous. Oh, thank you, Nancy. You guys are very welcome. So then decorated the back, just kind of like as I went along. You can add different kind of pockets to this. You can add charms and all that pretty stuff, that we do normally in the bigger journals. You can do it here as well. So these open up. So then here on this side, we've got little flips, little flaps. These are envelopes, so they have stuff tucked down in the little pockets as well, little tabs and things, writing space. And then on the back here, this is a junk mail envelope, made some faux snow with texture paste and glitter. So here, this one is a little bit thicker on the inside, so it kind of opens up a bit. So I did like a little corner pocket or a tuck, and then you can take your card and stuff it right in there, and then it keeps that closed. So in here this day, the theme was frames, and I think you had to use like 3 of the same elements. So I've got 3 here. This idea was doing the little circles and the foam circle dots. Um, I love like the Santa Claus movies, and when Santa Claus goes to show Lucy his snow globe collection, and, they've got the little machine and it had all the little, the knobs that you had to turn and the buttons you had to push. So these just made me think of that. So I just thought that was cute, and I had to incorporate that. One of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. I love the Santa Claus. He just did so good. It's such a cute movie. All of them, the whole series. So, and then of course, tucked all kinds of things in the pocket. So, like we were saying earlier, like you could add other things in here besides the paper bags. So like this giant tag here, that is a pocket in the middle. So I've got two little journal cards tucked in there with tab. This in here, texture paste, corrugated cardboard, and then I did the little beads on that tree there. Thank you guys. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Miss Deb. She's always hollering at me. So we did little photo corners here. It's got a little tuck there. Another little pocket stuffed full of goodies. And then these here, um, I think it's Baba Vintage um, from Instagram and stuff. I seen her do this here a while back, and this page just needed a little bit something. And I was like, well, what if we made like some little circle ornaments? And I used the holographic dimensional magic to fill those in. Got a little tuck there. Another little envelope. Got goodies inside. This is an accordion tag. So it's got all kinds of little pockets and stuff. Little tag here with a little ice skater. This comes down. And then on the back, this pocket here, this comes down. Got little tucks there and there. And then here you've got a train ticket. So it's a train ticket. Go ahead and tie this back up quickly or I'll forget. Hello, Tammy. Welcome in. Well, and the wonderful thing is that you guys will um, have the replay. So I love that can offer you guys that, a way to go back and catch up. Okay. So we're working on our paper bag, but I'm showing them the paper bag that I made over the Christmas holidays. They wanted to see it. It's got a little tuck there. In here, I used texture paste, okay, with a stencil. And then I went back with the same metallic colors and then painted in the little branches and berries with those metallics. We've got a little tip in, and then I did the same thing here with the texture paste with the bells. And this opens, and I love taking stamps and the inks and making patterns with the stamps. And then this is the mini journal that I made for day 12 of that. That was for the Advent challenge. So it's got lined papers and little pockets in it. A little belly band there, a pocket there, and a tag there. And then that just kind of tucks in there. And then this one, I think I finished that one. I skipped some days, but this is day 18. And this one was the shaker. So it's magnetized. And I was proud because that was the first little holiday shaker out of some repurposed I think it was Timmy packaging when I got one of the ephemera sets that has like the different sized journal cards. And I'm pretty sure it was the packaging from that. So I started there with the pockets. Like I said, I may do Christmas in July or wait till Christmas. I don't know. Deb may not let me do a Christmas in July. So that is all that I have done in the little Christmas journal. And this was done with all the same size bags. So you guys can just imagine how much fun we're going to have decorating this one and using different size bags. And so the last thing I will do before we hop off, if anybody has any questions or anything, again, those of you that were joining late, I have the tutorial on doing the paper bags um, posted on my channel. It's posted yesterday. And both of the videos will be posted in the playlist, The Little Things Journal 100-Day Project. And then today we did a craft along because I promised in the video yesterday that I would show you guys how I did this one. That's in the back. And then we decorated it as the cover of our paperback journal. So we're going to add this one in as our cover. And then I'm going to turn it around and we'll put this one back in as our back cover. So if you guys would like to learn how we made this, you can go back and watch the replay at any time. This is the first one. Then you have pocket here. And this is the one that we made today. So this lifts up, this flips down. You have your pocket here. We've got our thumb tab here because this is a pocket also. And this flips open. Well, thank you, Colleen. You are welcome. You're sick of Christmas. Yeah. Well, I mean, Christmas just was like a couple of days ago. It was more than that, but it feels like it was a couple of days ago. All right, guys. If nobody has any questions or anything, again, I thank you for hanging out and crafting along with me on my third YouTube live. And I hope that you guys will join me tomorrow at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we do day one, prompt one. And I hope that you will bring your crafty friends with you. Okay. I love you guys. And remember, creativity likes a little mess. Okay. So don't be afraid to make one. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Thanks so much, guys.